there it goes. Or it's going. Okay, it's gonna, this meeting is being live streamed. I figured it out.
Awesome.
Okay, so hello everyone. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. It's just interesting because now I feel like I can't see me, so I'm not sure how we're doing this. Okay. It's like showing you, done, redirecting to YouTube. Okay. All right. Now I think I'm back and I'm live on YouTube. And okay. Thank you guys for watching today's Mindset for Creatives. The beautiful world of health and wellness starts also with your mind, because your mind is an aspect of the body. So I've been doing health and wellness since, well, really that's kind of how I grew up. My name is Jean Collins. I grew up really understanding a lot of herbs and eating quality foods. But it wasn't until my little brother was having night terrors that my mom specifically dove in to the world of Young Living. See, she had already been using essential oils, but when her friend had shared them with her, she's like, oh, I already know about oils. Until that night terror, one of his night terrors, she grabbed the samples and used them. And my little brother went from freaking out to calm down, asleep in 30 minutes. And it was just such a beautiful thing to see those shifts and to really know that like quality matters. So the reason why I say quality matters is because, like I said, she'd been using oils, but she had used specifically the Young Living samples and those worked. And she's like, well, what's the difference? The difference is that we have over 24 farms internationally. So this book just highlights our beautiful seed to seal process. And with all this, you can go to seedtoseal.com. It's linked below, and on our website, you can check out all of our different farms that we have and we partner with throughout the world. And they have to meet our strict standards. So it's science, sourcing, and standards. There is also science behind all of these beautiful products. That's been more of a newer development. There's also that just knowing, and the fact that essential oils is mentioned in the Bible so many times, especially like frankincense and myrrh. There's also cedarwood and cinnamon. It's just really cool. So I'm going to start with Valor, because Valor is your courage oil. And no matter what and how long, sometimes we all get a little nervous and need to like rebalance too. Valor's a great balancer. But if you're also feeling the aspects of withdrawn, so you're like too withdrawn, you also need to detach from the outcome. So you can use an affirmation like, I am free with Valor, right? I am free. And think about like, you're free to be yourself. It's just so beautiful. So breathing it in, when you're breathing in essential oils, they go directly to the limbic center of the brain. And that helps with your mood, your heart rate, your blood pressure, and so much more. So that sense of smell really can shift us into from a fear-based, like feeling frustrated or annoyed or angry, back to a faith-based. So anytime I'm in a moment of that frustration, I mean, you guys just literally saw it. I was like, oh, I had some technical difficulties, and I was like, oh, I think we're live on YouTube. I don't know. And I was like, I need to like refocus and reset and be back to balance. So I grabbed Valor. Now, there are other ways and other tools that you can use, and just being aware of how your mind works and really understanding. So this is Mindset for Creatives, and I do want to go over the mind so you understand that you can change, and you have to be really aware of the thoughts that you put behind each of your the emotions that you put behind each thought. So Bob Proctor talks about this, and he uses this little stick man, right? He actually uses this one. So this little stick man is all of these are our five senses, right? And then it's our thoughts, our conscious mind, our subconscious mind, and then the body. And again, conscious mind, subconscious mind, and the body, right? So you today are able to think, right? You're thinking, you have your subconscious. The subconscious moves the body into action to get the results. But as an infant, how you learn from other people, the news, your environment, right? That literally created your paradigm. So a lot of what you're thinking and what you're emotionalizing when you put with those thoughts comes from the things you grew up or that you heard and saw when you grew up. So it's really important to understand that you can change your paradigm. Your paradigm is also your self-image. And your self-image, another way to think about this, right? You have the conscious mind, your thinking mind, your emotional mind, right? So this is your thinking, that's your emotional, this is the body. The body goes into action or inaction. Not doing something is also an action, and it creates the results. So if you currently don't like your results, you can work it backwards. Take some time to think, okay, well, what have I physically been doing? What are the emotions that I'm putting with certain thoughts? Because the other thing with this, right, this little stick figure, you can keep a thought here and you can reject it. In your thinking mind, you can accept or reject anything. But in the subconscious, which is the emotional mind, where the paradigm and the self-image is, right, you can only accept, right? So if you're emotionalizing with a thought, right, and then you're accepting it as a truth, sometimes you don't want to do that. You have to let it stay here. Don't emotionalize with it, reject it, and then re-originate what you do want to emotionalize. Something maybe like, I am worthy, I am happy, I am healthy. I am is such a powerful tool. So if you're feeling like you are being a victim, the opposite of that is self-responsible. And you can use something like peace and calming and have that, I am real, right? I am myself. And peace and calming is such a beautiful blend. This is also really good to help calm wild children, or I diffuse peace and calming when I have so much going on that I feel like I can't focus, but I know that I need to focus. So peace and calming helps me to focus and to get things done in a beautiful manner, which is just awesome. Now, the other thing that I do if I feel like so maybe I'm a little bit stressed out. Stress is just it's a common thing in this world, right? And we can sometimes create stress through our perception. So we also have higher faculties. We have our will, our reason. So a reason is our thinking, our imagination, our intuition, our memory. We do have a perfect memory, but again, it's the paradigm. And how many people do you hear after you introduce yourself or they introduce themselves? Oh, I'm just bad with names. They're literally reaffirming that all of the time. I do my best to be like, no, don't say that. Or if you want to say something like, I'm doing better at remembering names, right? Like put it more on a positive spin. So with our life and how society is, we can definitely be stressed out. Stress away is a great aroma to diffuse. It also comes in a roll-on, but diffusing this or using it as a perfume, it has vanilla and lavender and cedarwood. Cedarwood is so great for the brain, and lavender is also really calming. So lavender calms your nervous system, the parasympathetic and the sympathetic nervous system. So if you're really anxious, you're just not going to get things done. I like to think about when I'm hurrying up and trying to get out, but I am I have more of that chaotic energy. So there is also like, you can have a sense of urgency with a calm, confident manner, but you can also just be hurrying around, rushing around, and then you can be creating chaos. So there's always a choice, and it's really understanding to flip, right? So if you're in that chaos mode, grab your stress away, right? Take a drop. So when you're an adult, okay, I got 2 drops, that's fine. An adult per application can do anywhere from 1 to 3 drops and still be absorbing it. The rest you kind of roughly are wasting. So babies, it's by weight. So babies need a little less. There's a whole way to use with babies. I know right now the audience doesn't really need that info, but when you do, I'm here and I can dilute it or help you dilute it down. And diluting it is just using a carrier oil. And all you really need to do is read the instructions on the bottle, right? And it'll tell you if you need to dilute it or not. Right now, so far, I've used everything neat without diluting it. And dilution is like jojoba, almond, olive oil, anything organic. A lot of essential oils are adulterated. If you see a really cheap oil for like a bottle this size and it's like $5, run the other way. It is a fragrance, it is toxic, and it's not going to help you. This is again why I only use Young Living. We have those 24 farms internationally. I've planted lavender, clarity, clarity sage, helichrysum, one of the chamomiles, I can't remember if it was German or Roman, peppermint, right? I've planted all of this on our Mona, Utah farm. So we are farmers. I've seen, and I know people who've been to some of the other farms. It's really important that we use quality. So then we also have things like Thieves. Thieves is really good if you're feeling a little chaotic and a little discombobulated. Grab your Thieves, because this really helps you just utilize the whole brain. Dr. Oliver Winker did an example with Thieves, or he used a science screening, and when he smelt Thieves, it activated the whole brain. When he smelt lavender, it was just the frontal brain. So it's just really cool. You can be very creative, and we do have a whole toxic-free line with Thieves and help you expand. So help you to expand your mind as you're cleaning, right? Or like I said, to just really be able to focus and move forward with all of the great things and be balanced with these. Plus, it also supports your immune system, which is kind of important in the fall. That immune support. Now, purification. Purification is really amazing to help you like purify and cleanse your thoughts. So if you're in such like the fear of seeing like you don't want to know the results, right? The opposite of that is awareness. And it is safe to see. It is safe to know the results, right? And this can be like your eye is your alarm point for this. So grab your purification, put it in the diffuser, take a drop, just help yourself to be able to realize that you are worthy of whatever you truly desire to see. Now, lavender, like I said, Swiss Army knife of essential oils, so many uses. It is really calming, but it can also is an adaptogen. So it kind of does what it needs to do with the body. So I also love this for sinus support. But if you are really stressed out, you have options. You can use Stress Away, Peace and Calming, or lavender. And I do think of essential oils like your food. You need to change it up every once in a while. Like I do have specific oils that I use every morning, but then throughout the day, I'm grabbing different ones. So I'm still like changing it up. And again, you heard me say throughout the day. I don't just like use these once a day. I use them at least 2, 3, 4, depends on the day, but 2 or 3 to 4 times a day or more. By the time I think about like it's in my shampoo, it's in my conditioner, it's in my oils, or in all of my personal care products, it's just like what I use. but like specifically essential oils, I diffuse them. It's just such an awesome thing. So peppermint. Peppermint to me is like the gut brain connection. So peppermint is amazing for those occasional headaches or occasional stomach aches. But if you are feeling stuck, like you're wanting abundance, you can, and like you're using the essential oil abundance, it could also be start with peppermint. You might have the fear of failure. You guys, when you learn something, you're not failing. It's just temporary defeat. You have to be really aware of to keep going. The goal, the vision needs to stay the same. Some of the pieces needs to change. And that's why I love what I do with the oils is I'm helping not only myself, but I'm helping others. I'm helping the planet because I'm ditching those toxins. I'm using essential oils as my aroma, as my perfume. I'm using essential oils to have my house just smell amazing, right? It's just so cool. So peppermint, grab this and say something like, I am worthy. Peppermint is also really cooling. So I will say there are other oils in the fall and the winter when it does get colder that I use to help with different occasional stomach aches and occasional headaches. Summertime, or if I know I'm going to be outside or inside the house for like 10 minutes or 10 hours, then I'll use peppermint for my muscles and whatnot. Now, with all of this, I also study my mindset. These are like books that I will just randomly flip through. The Power of Awareness, Troward. This is The Hidden Power and other papers on mental science by Thomas Troward. Because this really just talks about what I mentioned earlier with the mind. Everything starts in our mind. We're getting the results because we're not doing the actions and because we're emotionalizing with the thoughts that we don't want to have. We're emotionalizing with the things and the thoughts that like aren't serving us. Everyone is worthy. So there's a really cool collection. It's called the Make a Shift Bundle. It has most of the oils I talked about today. And it also has a cute little diffuser. And it fits in a beautiful little box. So it has 6 oils, the lavender, thieves, purification, and peppermints. And then it has 2 roll-ons, which is the Deep Relief and Stress Away, which Deep Relief has peppermint and a few other essential oils that are amazing to help you with your occasional headache as well as muscles. Like if your neck is kind of giving out or giving an issue. I love that. So there's a link for those of you watching on YouTube. There's a link below. Grab that link, get started. You can also add other oils, and maybe you want to add like this Thieves line or some supplements. Maybe you're already taking supplements. Our supplements have essential oils in them and they work quicker. I also highly encourage to reach out to me and grab Loyalty. Loyalty is the best way to get started. You grab any items on Loyalty, and then you will start accumulating points when you spend 50 PV or more. And then with those points, you get free products. Plus, in the first year, you get great gifts. So take your health seriously. I'm here to help, and I look forward to connecting with you all. So thank you so much. I am going to stop the live stream. And thank you all